what I'm proposing is that the only two types of thoughts you ever have are either thoughts of the parasite or thoughts of the ally. All right, this is a Toltec teaching that I learned from the brilliant teacher Don Miguel Ruiz. And basically, you only have these two types of thoughts. Now, these two types of thoughts may manifest in thousands and thousands of ways, but you either have thoughts that are keeping you in fear, self doubt, worry, and limitation, or you're having thoughts that are elevating you into a state of love, joy, happiness, and inner peace, and belief within yourself. So, how do we get rid of the parasite? How do we fuel the ally? And how do we understand more deeply the difference between the two? Basically, any thought that makes you feel worried, fearful, afraid, scared, anything like that, any thought whatsoever, is known as the parasite. Any thought that makes you feel happy, in love with life, excited, even just peaceful or content, is the ally. So, for example, if I think to myself now, oh, today is a really bad day, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen today, maybe something bad will happen, things like this, that would be an example of the parasite. If I think to myself in this moment, today's a beautiful day, I'm excited for what's going to unfold today, God, I'm grateful for so much in my life, all these other wonderful things, that's the ally. And so, you can either feed it, imagine these like two kind of little creatures that exist in your mind, and you get to feed one or the other. All right, when you feed one, the other one begins to die out more and more. So the more you feed the parasite, the more you lose the ally. The more you feed the ally, the more you lose the parasite. So this is how you get rid of the parasite, because I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you want to get rid of the parasite and feed the ally. The way you get rid of the parasite is that by every time you notice the parasite being fed, you cut it off in its tracks. Every single time you notice your mind go to that place of, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, or even worse negative things like, what if, I'm totally disconnected, or what if I don't even exist, or, these crazy weird thoughts that the parasite can manifest and bring about. You don't cut it off by telling it to shut up. You cut it off by ceasing to give it attention. Then you move your awareness to the ally. And so you let that thought pass, whatever it is, I'm not lovable. You just let it pass. Then you take a breath. And then you say to yourself, I am lovable. I am lovable. I am lovable. Repeat it a few times. Feed the ally more food, more thoughts than you are feeding the parasite. And the thing is, both of these guys can run on automatic. So sometimes the parasite runs on automatic. It's not even you feeding it. You're just going about your business, minding your day, and the parasite just goes, oh, I hate the way I look. Just out of nowhere. You didn't even think it. And so the way, again, is very simple, that you feed the ally is just by feeding the ally. Just by every time that a parasitic thought comes up, you let it pass, you don't fight with it, and then you choose to think a more positive thought that you not only believe, but that you know to be true about who it is you are. Because again, joy is your natural state of being. When the parasite is not being fed and when the ally is, you quickly find that happiness, clarity, mental clarity, joy, peace, productivity are all your natural state of consciousness. These are things that are natural to you. This is why the parasite is so parasitic, because the parasite knows that you, the being that you are, your natural state is joy and happiness. So it has to fight twice as hard for your attention as the ally does. That's why naturally our human minds are so gravitated towards negativity. We turn on the news, we hear something negative, we perk up and we go to look at it, right? You have to train it so that it's the other way. So that negativity easily washes by you, washes through you, and you quickly, naturally, intuitively turn your attention towards the positive. And it takes practice. But the good thing about this practice is that it's absolutely free and you can do it anywhere, anytime, anywhere, right? You can do it in a meditation if that helps. You can do it in a type of spiritual setting or a spiritual practice or, your wellness routine or whatever it is. But you could be sitting in class, just sitting, whatever lecture is going on, and you notice the parasite start to come up, feed the ally. feed the ally, feed the ally. In fact, you might want to write that down in the morning a few times. Just write down 3 times. Today I'm going to feed the ally. I'm feeding the ally. I'm feeding the ally. Feed the ally food when you wake up. Feed the ally food in the middle of the day. Feed the ally food when you go to sleep. Whether it's through positive thoughts, positive images, through calming the mind, anything that you do, just feed the ally all the time. All the time. Feed it. Whichever wolf you feed will grow stronger, and the other one will eventually starve out and die. And so the parasite is trying to starve you out. You don't have to hate it. It's teaching you things about yourself. The parasite is a good teacher, actually, in that sense, because the parasite is teaching you what you're not. So when the parasite brings you into states of anxiety and fear, you can say to yourself, oh, I'm getting a very clear example of a state that is not natural and not healthy to me. And in that state, you can much more clearly see the state that is natural and is healthy for you. So in that sense, you don't have to hate the parasite. You don't have to fight with it. You just don't feed it anymore. You thank it for the service it's providing to you by showing you what you're not, and then you choose to feed more and more of the energy of what you are, the energy of joy, the energy of love, the energy of passion and confidence and creativity by feeding the ally. So your mind may think thousands of thoughts in a day, but they're only coming from 2 sources, the parasite and the ally. So feed the ally. Thank you.